Welcome everybody to the Outdoor Gear and Review, where we review so you don't have to. Today we're going to be talking about 10 things that are fairly cheap and easy to stockpile while you can. While we have the rising prices of this economy, it is good when you're going to the supermarket or Walmart or wherever you shop to pick up a few extra things along the way that ain't going to break the bank, but it's good to have in case we have another crisis or emergency situation. I know this is kind of off topic, but it's kind of still reviewing these things in a way. But I feel it's something we should get out there just in case we do have something, you're not stuck with nothing. Please stay tuned to the end. I will be throwing in a little bonus thing that is pretty cheap, but pretty handy to have just in case an emergency. But the first on the list is some electrical tape. Or this is T-Rex tape. This is very, very strong. I do prefer Gorilla tape, but anything in a pinch will do. These all serve as multiple purposes, and if you're in a pinch, you can use these things for just about anything you need. So picking up an extra roll of this ain't gonna break you. And if you go to the dollar store, I still believe you can get some electrical tape fairly cheap there. I'm not sure if they still sell any of their thicker stuff, but you might get lucky and find it where you live. Moving on to the second thing is toilet paper and flushable wet wipes, or just wet wipes in general. Dude wipes also work, as you've seen in an earlier video. I do carry dude wipes in most of my bags because they are very handy to have in case of emergency. As we all know, with the last pandemic, this stuff was better than gold. So it doesn't hurt to have quite a few rolls of this. Get an extra pack while you're at the store. It only costs a few bucks. And in a pinch, or if we do have a crisis, again, this will come in handy. If you are stuck and don't have anything, well, you don't want to be fighting lines trying to get toilet paper. So third on the list is a good pair of socks. You never know if you're gonna need some more socks or you get your feet wet. They're cheap to stock up on. Have a few extra pair, because if you're walking around, something happens and your feet are wet, you are absolutely miserable. So it doesn't hurt to stock up on some socks and keep a few extra pair handy. Plus, just in case you need them, you don't got to run to the store for one thing, but also something to have in handy. Another thing is a good coffee cup or a thermos. This one is the Stanley. Also, keep some good coffee at hand also. I do recommend stocking up on coffee. It's very cheap. You go to the store, you can get, they have the cheaper brands, the off brands, usually for a buck or two. So start stocking up on this while stuff is really cheap. Coffee, almost everybody drinks coffee. So that's one thing you can use as bartering if you need to, or if you want to drink it, you got plenty of coffee. One thing I like about this little kit is it serves as a cook pot. Plus, it does come with 2 coffee cups. And I believe you can get this kit for around $15 to $20. You might be able to even find it cheaper. And it all stores in one container. So it doesn't take up much room, and it's fairly lightweight. So you don't have to worry about packing something very heavy. Next thing to stock up on is different sizes of batteries. Usually you can pick these up pretty cheap. Anything you pretty much have nowadays takes batteries, so it's always good to have some of these. Now, if you are thinking about stocking up for your optics and things like that, don't forget, usually most of those take 20/32 batteries. I don't have any to show right now, but 20/32 for most of your optic flashlights. Alright, so that's also very good to have just in case you need them. Right, number 6 on our list is some ointment. I recommend A&D. I do know a lot of people that do tattoos use A&D. This stuff is absolutely amazing. So I recommend getting this over Neosporin, but that's just my personal opinion. Also, while we're talking about it, if you do have false teeth or partials, it's always good to stock up on some Fixodent or whatever brand you prefer. But if things go bad again and we have another crisis, this stuff can fly off the shelf very fast. And just so you know, after the last pandemic, when prices went up, this stuff skyrocketed in price. I believe it went from $4 to $7 or $8 in most stores. So just a heads up, it's always good. Get it while you can now cheap, because you never know when it is going to skyrocket again. Next up on the list is Band-Aids and alcohol prep pads. So make sure you stock up on a few boxes of extra Band-Aids. You can also get these at the dollar store, Family Dollar, things like that, really cheap. But it's good to have these hand in hand, especially if you have kids. Also, it doesn't hurt to stock up on some bars of soap. You can throw these in a drawer, forget about them until you absolutely need them. You never know, when hard times come, you already have the stuff, so you're not trying to scramble and go out, pick up all these things and fight massive crowds when it's mass hysteria out there and everybody has the same idea you do of needing it absolutely right now. So make sure you guys try to avoid that, okay? Next up on the list, should have probably been first, next to toilet paper, but also hand sanitizer. Still a cheap item you can pick up when you go grocery shopping. If you buy one every time you go, before you know it, you'll have a nice little stockpile of it and you won't have to be fighting the crowds again. If stuff goes drastically wrong, you'll already be ahead of the game. Hand in hand with this does go some disinfecting wipes. It doesn't hurt to pick up some of these. Doesn't have to be brand name. These are very, very expensive now after the pandemic. Everybody is reaping the rewards from that. So it went from a couple dollars, now I believe they're $4 and $5. So the cheap brand will work. So don't worry about it as long as you got something. Again, it's definitely better than nothing. Alright, now on to our last item. Extra Coleman, doesn't have to be Coleman, but I think they're ones that only sell it in the 2-pack, is propane gas. Guys, this is very, very helpful and very, very useful. Even if you're a big camper, if you pick up one of these, this 2-pack I believe is around $8. Grab one of these, stock up on it. What I like to do is stock up on it during the winter. Usually they're fully stocked. Not a lot of people are buying them. You can find them usually on sale or cheaper. Sometimes Walmart has sales on them. So make sure you pick up some of these. I do also have a lantern from Coleman also, and you can buy the wicks. I will show you that in just a second. Like I said, if you pick up these, stock up on them. They are very, very handy. You can run your small propane grills or lanterns. And like I said, here in just a second, I'm going to show you a little bonus thing that I picked up that does work very, very well. Especially if you are good at using cast iron stoves or cast iron cookware. You can get the small 8-inch ones and it fits perfect on there. So next we'll look at this bad boy. This is the top of the lantern and it fits on the bottle, and it has a very nice sturdy base that the bottle slides into. This I believe was $30. You might be able to find it cheaper in some spots, but when I picked it up everything was on the verge of skyrocketing. And the extra wicks, you can pick these up in a 2-pack for $2 or $3. So make sure if you are going to pick this up, I would grab at least 6 wicks and probably at least 6 or 10 bottles, just so you have them in case of an emergency. You're not trying to scramble around and find them. And on for the bonus. Now, showed you the propane. One thing to get that is perfect for this is this Ozark Trail stovetop. This thing is super nice. It's convenient, plus you already have a nice base for your bottle, so you don't have to worry about tipping over. Just make sure it's on a solid surface. But this thing works really, really good. So I will be doing a review on this here shortly to show you guys how well it works. But for the price, guys, you can't beat it. I think this thing was only 15-20 bucks. So if you pick up a small cast iron skillet or already have one, might have one laying around, it fits good on there. And like I said, it is really sturdy. You can throw it on a picnic table, throw it on the ground, and get to cooking a breakfast or whatever really, really fast. Alright guys, well I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and please remember a subscription really, really helps. If you do subscribe, hey, say subscribe down at the bottom, and we'll stay in contact. And please leave a comment if there's anything you would like to see or us review or go over. And stay tuned for more. I have a whole list of items that I believe would be cheap and easy to stock up on, guys. Alright, I hope you guys have a great day, and God bless.